What is your name, your zodiac sign, and where are you from?
I am Seven Supreme. My zodiac sign is a Pisces. My birthday is March 5th. And I am from Far Rockaway, Queens, New York. My earliest memory of making music, the first song that I recorded, I was like 14. It was very reflective of what was popular back then. I'm 23 now, so it wasn't that long. It was long ago, but it wasn't that long ago. But back then, what was really popping to me was like a lot of early Tyler, a lot of early Earl, and a lot of Lil Uzi and Playboi Carti. I was definitely, I was making a lot of like auto-tune. Not a lot, but I was making a decent amount of like auto-tune and stuff like that. And then I stopped. I was just like, but it was just for fun. Like, I was just like, let me stop. But yeah, that was like my earliest memory. And I would just be making beats. I used to make a lot of trap beats back then. Yeah. A lot of trap beats that weren't really like, yeah. Just a 14-year-old with too much time on his hands. Outside of playing football or going to school and playing sports, I was a 14-year-old with time on his hands and stuff like that. The story behind my name. Okay, so my name came about because my football number was actually 77 in high school. That was my football number. And like the number 7 is just, I've always liked the number 7. So, but yeah, 77, that was my football number. And like my coaches and stuff would always be like 7 or 77. You know, they'll call you by your number and stuff like that. So I just kind of started going by like 7. And then once I started like rapping and stuff like that, I kind of wanted to like change it. I didn't want it to just be like the number 7, even spelled out as the number 7. So I was just like, how can I do this creatively or differently? So I just like heaven, take the H out and just put an S. So it's 7. So yeah. The first album or the artist that I remember loving. The first artist I could tell you I like my parents could vividly tell you I'm a really big 50 Cent fan. Like really, really, really like I'm talking about like I had his clothing line, G-Unit. All my G-Unit soldiers stand up. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big G-Unit soldier. I had the sneakers, the sweatsuits. Like I love 50 Cent G-Unit. Like that was my body. Like as a kid though, I was young. I was like 3 years old asking for G-Unit sneakers and stuff like that. Like, but yeah, my parents, I grew up on a lot of 50 Cent and Diplomats, a lot of Cameron, a lot of Cameron when I was like very young. Those are like the first, like when I think about like the first music I heard as a kid before I started like discovering my own music on my own, definitely I was really big on 50 Cent, a lot of Cameron. And then my dad played a lot of M-Tune and a lot of Keith Sweat. I love Keith Sweat. My dad played a lot of Keith Sweat when I was a kid. Like I'm talking about road trips. Keith Sweat album from the first song to the last song. Like him and my grandma. It's so funny. I remember this road trip that we went to Orlando. It was like our first like really big family vacation. Both of my grandmas came, like his mom and my mom's mom. And like we had a minivan. Like we packed the minivan out. Like we had a minivan. And my brother was probably like 4. My brother's like a baby still. He's like probably like 3 or 4. And my uncle came and my aunt came. And we was just deep. And I remember like vividly remember like my dad and my grandma going back and forth on like the Keith Sweat songs and just like playing every single Keith Sweat album from front to back during the whole ride. So those are some of my like favorite artists as a kid, like my first artist. And then the first album I really fell in love with as in like probably like a little bit older was College Dropout. College Dropout was like, I was young listening to College Dropout. Like I was a little bit too young. Knowing the words back, front to back, like I love College Dropout. That's like one of my favorite albums, you know. And then I also think, I could go on and on about this. I really can, because I love music. I love hip hop. Definitely Get Rich or Die Trying. I'm gonna bounce back to that 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying was one of my favorite albums as a kid. Like, oh man, I love Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah, I grew up on a lot of 50 Cent, Biggie Smalls, of course, Nas. Nas is my favorite rapper. Like, I would say, like, for the majority of, like, my childhood and my adolescence, Nas was my favorite rapper all throughout high school. Like, if we're just talking about, like, overall, like, yeah, I love Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Earl Sweatshirt. I fuck with Tyler, the Creator, heavy. But, like, in terms of, like, favorite, like, Nas was just, like, my number one. Illmatic, It Was Written, It Was Written's probably my favorite Nas album though. Favorite song at the moment. Would it be crazy to say one of my obviously a lot of my unreleased music right now is my favorite music that I'm making right now. My favorite music that I like to hear is a lot of my unreleased stuff. But I would say like not from me personally, my favorite song right now is Director's Cut by Kamancha Raphael and Crisco by Earl Sweatshirt. That's my shit. Shangri-La, Freddie Gibbs. I really like Wash You Away by Destin Conrad too. I listen to that shit a lot. A lot of Destin Conrad. And Automatic by Anicia Kim. That's also, okay, that's it. It's so hard when people ask me like, what's my favorite song?
No, Mike.
Of course Mike, but it's just like, it's just unfair if I'm just like Evil Eye, because everybody knows I love Mike, so it's just like I fuck with Mike heavy, you know. So yeah, those are like my favorite songs like at the moment right now. I would say the moment I realized I kind of wanted to do music seriously was like when I had a conversation with one of my cousins one time. It was a funny conversation because he thought I wanted to do gospel music. Don't know why he thought that. But because I told him I do music, you know, I told him I made music and stuff like that. He was like, you know, I could really tell, you know, you look like you have a lot to say. You look like you have a lot of things to say and a lot to get off your chest. He's like, you know, he's like, you make gospel music? I said, oh, no, not quite, but you know, no, I don't make, I was like, nah, cuz, I don't make gospel music, I'm sorry. My cousin's like 50 years old talking about, do you make gospel music? But nah, I was like, so that's kind of when I realized a little bit, you know. I don't know, when people say do music seriously, I just kind of think like, I feel like there's only one way to do this shit. And it is seriously. It's either you in it or you not, you know. I don't think, when it comes to making music, it's no half-stepping. You really gotta be in it to be doing it, you know. You gotta, it's either you want to do it or you don't want to do it. I don't think there's no in-between, in my opinion. That's just how I look at it, especially when it comes to rap. There's no half-stepping with rap, you know. That's how I feel. I would say the artist that shaped my sound the most, definitely Mike. I'm heavily influenced by Mike, Earl Sweatshirt, Nas. Just from like a lot of my music, I feel like has a lot of. I try to catch the vibe from like It Was Written or like a Godson type of Nas, or even Illmatic. You know, just a lot of jazz, a lot of I would say To Pimp a Butterfly influenced a lot of my like jazz elements in my music and stuff like that. You know, a lot of my, because I produce my own music. Majority of my own music I produce. So I say a lot of the sound I try to like, you know, that I'm inspired by the most is like a lot of It Was Written Nas, a lot of Illmatic, Godson. And then I love Mike and Earl, Navy Blue inspired me a lot to just be authentic to myself. I get a lot of authentic like inspiration from them because I feel like those are really like really authentic and like true to themselves type of rappers and stuff like that. And yeah, I would say those are like some of the people that really shaped my sound and helped me like kind of like create and stuff like that, as well as my friends. You know, my friends really shaped my sound as well. Shout out to my good friend Willie Nordoff, my good friend Caius, Nicoy, Noah, you know, Toy Soldiers. They also helped me like find, you know, they helped me switch up my style, you know, because I feel like they bring a lot of different flows and styles to the table that makes me want to try it, you know. They make me want to try different things. They've helped me push the boundary for what I was doing. They helped me try different things, so yeah.
Where are we and what does it mean to you?
We are currently at Tinto's Coffee House. And Tinto's is a very special place. Yeah, I'm very big on my community. You know, this is just one of the many communities I'm a part of. This is my community down here in Atlanta. I started off at Tinto's, coming to the open mics and stuff like that. We have a really big open mic that we do here called The Space. And I was DJing I DJ for The Space. I was DJing for The Space for about a year. And then I started to do my own show here that I do here every third Saturday every month. Every third Saturday of every month. And it's called The Indigo Show, where I get probably about six to seven independent, you know, local, sometimes local, independent talent, mostly based out in Atlanta and the, you know, surrounding area. A lot of independent local talent. I come, it's like a concert series. I get them, they come perform 15-minute sets. We always have a nice headliner. It's always really nice. And we just, you know, it's a community thing. We try to bring everybody together just to enjoy some good music, support people, have my DJ, and I have my host, my DJ Willie Do It. Shout out my brother Willie Do It. I have my amazing host, Tasia Jennings. And, it's my community. This coffee shop means a lot to me. It really does. Because it's shown me and given me so much love and power, you know what I'm saying? And community, community is powerful, very, very powerful. I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in doing a lot of stuff if it wasn't for my community, Shout out my sister Maya and shout out my brother Nat for just seeing me and, believing in me to grace me with such opportunities to do things like the Indigo Show and stuff like that. It's so funny. It's so funny because, like, when I think first show, I think, like, first Indigo Show. But my first show here was my birthday show, which kind of kicked off me doing the Indigo Show. The very first show I did here at Tinto's was my birthday show that I threw in March of 2025, March of this year. So, it was I was turning 23. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I wanted to necessarily do. Like, I really wanted to do a birthday show. So I was just like, why not? I was inspired by my friend Wiseboy Jeremy. Shout out Jeremy. I was inspired because he did a birthday show, and I was like, wow, this is dope because it's like people coming together to celebrate your birthday, and you get to do what you love, which is rap and do music and DJ. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a birthday show. So, and I got pressured from some other people to do my birthday show. I got pressured by some other people to do my birthday show. So that's how that came about. Soul Shine and 16s, Volume 1, Installment 1. Might bring it back for another one next year. So I don't know. Just be on the lookout for that. If you are in Atlanta, maybe do it somewhere else. I don't know. It's so hard to leave the coffee shop. This is my baby, It's played such an integral role in helping me build my community and just build up who I am. So yeah, that was my first show I've ever done here. It was Soul Shine and 16, Seven Supreme presents Soul Shine and 16s. I took the stage with my good sister Camille Jordan and my good brother K9. I had my good sister Calypso DJing as well, and it was just a good night. So much love in the building. I actually have my flyer up in there. I think we could show them the flyer. So this is Tinto's. It's really cute. It's really calm. There's Maya right there, and that's Maylee, and that's Delia. The all-stars. This was the legendary, amazing night that I threw for my birthday. Yeah, we came a long way. And this was our most recent event that we just had last weekend. Indigo Show presents Out of This World. I had my good friend Jupiter the Muse, Barefoot, Kareem, 17 in the Digits, and Risa, my DJ Willie Do It, and my good friend Kamasha Raphael. Yeah, they all came through. We had a great show. It was beautiful. It was amazing. The volume, beautiful. So yeah, this place is, as you can see, very special. Yeah, it's so crazy because this place looks completely different. When it's showtime, like, it looks like we transformed this whole entire, like, we got the stage right here, we got the DJ right there. It'd be like 60, 65 people all filling this little area up right here. So right now it's calm. That's Tinto's After Dark. We call that Tinto's After Dark. It gets really nice and community filled. That's the best way I can put it. It gets really nice and community filled when it's time for the Indigo Show. Building that community has honestly just been, it's been very uplifting. It gives me a lot of purpose. It makes me feel like I have something to do. Like, I don't know if, like, people can, like, really relate, but, like, sometimes there's always, like, a feeling of, like, damn, it's something I have to do. You could be completely done with your entire to-do list, but you always have that feeling of, like, damn, I feel like I have something to do. And that's what my community, like, makes me feel like. Like, they make me feel like I always have something to do. Because, like, when you have a community that is supporting you and you're building with, there is always something to do. And what it is, what that is building and putting back into your community and giving your community the love and stuff like that. People have come to my community in search of something, and for the most part, they found it. Very tight bond, brotherhood, sisterhood, love, support. Support is crazy. Like, my community is very supportive, whether it's me or other people. Like, my community has been nothing but supportive from the first show to the most recent show. Like, people show love. I have people that, like, I have a couple friends, like, if they can't make it to a show, they'll still buy a ticket. That's love. Like, people are not doing that. And that's the type of love and support that my community offers. And so, Yeah, I feel like I really cultivated and built something very strong, and I'm only hoping to expand it more. You know, it's more than just a community; it's really a culture. It's really just a way of life. You know, it's really a mindset and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what. Yeah,
What goes into throwing shows for people that want to know?
a lot. That is the best way I could put it. A lot goes into throwing a show. If you want to throw a good, like, there's a difference. You could throw a show and you could throw a good show. There's a lot that goes into throwing a good, a memorable experience, down to timing, down to lighting, down to flow of the show. It's a lot to learn, you know, and it's kind of something that you learn as you go, because you're learning, you know, when you're doing shows in the same spot every month, you have a community of people that are constantly coming to that show. So you're trying to, you're catering the show to also, you know, cater to the community and fit the community. So I would say a lot goes into the shows, you know, a lot of planning, a lot of effort, a lot of teamwork. I am so grateful for my team that shows up and, you know, even if they show up to move a couch and they go home after that, I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative for everybody that comes around and helps, you know. So it's a lot. That's the best way I can put it. It's a lot that goes into the show, you know, timing, planning, scheduling, muscle, brain, energy, food, money. Like, it's a lot that goes into the shows. But I love doing it. I wouldn't have it no other way. Like, honestly, I wouldn't have doing my shows any other way. My favorite show was probably not the one before last when we had Odd Mojo headlining. That was one of like the best shows I've been to, because that night was just like the energy was just out of the room. Maya, yeah, the show before last, I had my good sister Odd Mojo headlining. That was like one of my favorites. That energy was just like the whole entire night. The energy was just like through the roof. Like, it was good. I had Mojo was headlining. I performed, obviously. My brother Hayes, shout out my brother Hayes. Zenzi, Malik Jules, my brothers 3M Invader. And I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. I think that's it. Oh, and Aramis. Everybody came through and was on 10. From the first vocal note, from the first vocal note that somebody spoke to the last beat drop of the night, they were on 10. Everybody was amazing. Maya, do you want to tell them what your favorite show was so far?
What was my favorite show? My favorite show was Willie's show, when Willie headlined.
Oh.
That was a good show.
Yeah,
that was a good show.
I would say that was like the first like solid indigo, because that was May.
That was May?
Yeah, that was because, you know, April was the first one with Jupiter, Haru, and Dontavia. But when Willie, like, that's kind of when I got into, that's kind of when I understood it more. Yeah, that's when I understood. Like, I understand it now. That's when I started to understand it more. So, yeah, that show was really good. Yeah.
And every show since then has been like, everyone's just, it gets better and better, and I love it.
I told them my favorite show was All Mojo. Not last show, but the show before last. Yeah, that one was good, yeah.
The one with Kais was good.
Yeah, the baseball one. Yeah, that one was good, yeah.
Actually, the baseball thing was my favorite.
Yeah.
That was my favorite, actually, yeah.
Honestly, I'll play my most recent song that I just dropped recently. It's called City Walk, produced by DJ Corduroy, a.k.a. me also. I am DJ Corduroy as well. But, yeah, I would definitely play City Walk. That is like, or Swank. Those are two of my very most popular songs that people tend to really, really love, especially when I perform them live. They have like very strong like live performance value. So I would perform either like City Walk or Swank. Yeah. There's no like set process. It kind of really depends. Sometimes there's days when I just sit around and like kind of just make beats all day, and then I end up not doing anything with them. Like, I don't like give them to nobody, or I don't sell them. So they're kind of just sitting. And then, like, sometimes I'll write to the beat, or sometimes I'll just be out somewhere, like, driving, and then, like, I'll get inspired, so I'll, like, pull over and start, like, writing or something like that. So sometimes, you know, it just depends. Sometimes I write, sometimes I make a beat, you know, sometimes I produce, and then, like, sometimes I'll produce something and then write something, like, as I'm, like, making the beat, you know, like, you know, going hand in hand. Or sometimes I'll just write, you know. Usually when I'm like writing poems or something, I'll come up with something for a song too. Sometimes it just depends. But yeah, that's kind of like how my songwriting process comes along. Right now, my favorite song to perform is definitely City Walk. The way people like go crazy when I do City Walk, it's just like, it's always so exciting because like people genuinely go crazy when they hear it. Like, I don't know. I guess that's like one of the ones. I remember the first time I like previewed it or performed it, and people absolutely fell in love with it. So City Walk right now is definitely my favorite joint to perform. Like, but I got some other shit I was working on that I'm like, people are really gonna fuck with this too once I drop it and start performing it more. I have a very like strong habit of performing unreleased songs. Like I always perform at least one or two unreleased songs, like whenever I perform somewhere. So, but yeah, right now, City Walk is definitely that shit. Like, it's my shit. I love performing that damn song. My dream collab artist. That's kind of hard. Because like I'm very picky with my collabs. Like like out of all my homies that I make music with, I have like a couple posse cuts, maybe like one or two that aren't even out. And then I only have like a couple features. Like I only feature on a couple people's songs. I don't get people to feature on a lot of my songs because a lot of my songs be like curated for me. Like most times when I'm making beats, I just only envision myself on the song. But if I'm making beats for somebody else, then it's like obviously I know what they want or what they like. I would love to collaborate with Deadest Art. I would love to collaborate with Art. Whether it's just like on some like, cause I have a couple beats in mind that I've been making that I could see like Art rapping on. That's definitely someone like a dream collaboration. Like I sit and I'm like, damn, it's just how to go about it. Jen of the Cosmos is a dream collaboration of mine too. She is very, 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 she is tough. Like she is tough. All these dream collaborations I'm listing are like people, I feel like these are very attainable, but it's just like, it's still a dream though. Cause like these are people that I view as very, very talented that I would love to work with down the line, you know, one day. A dream like production collaboration would definitely be Obliv. I would love to get like a little beat pack from Obliv or Knowledge. Yeah, oh my God, I would love a Knowledge beat pack. I would love a beat from Black Power too. A beat pack from Black Power would be very dope. I like to paint. I like to make flyers. I make a lot of flyers. Like whenever, it's so funny because like, I think the process of being like a independent artist is like really cutting out the middleman in a lot of shit to make life more cost efficient and easier for said independent artists. Like me personally, I started producing like a lot so I could cut out the middleman of not having nobody to buy beats from. Because sometimes like there comes a point where you just are listening to beats and you just feel uninspired, like you don't feel drawn to a beat. Like it gets to a point. So it's like that's when I started like producing for myself a lot and making stuff that's catered to what I really, really want to hear and what I want to rap on. So I would say, yeah. I also DJ too. That's not really a hobby. That's kind of, yeah. But sometimes it can be a hobby because sometimes I just be DJing for fun, like at my friend's like graduation party or just like at the crib or some shit. I'll just be DJing. But I like to paint and draw. I love comic books. I'm a comic book collector actually, yeah. I collect comic books. That is a hobby of mine. I'm a big Marvel Comics guy, like for real. Like, it's bad. Like, I can't even, if I walk into a store or something like that and they got comics in there, I'm gonna be in there for like at least an extra 20 minutes. Like a couple weekends ago, I had a game night and I went to Second and Charles. It's like, it got games and comics and books and shit like that. I went in there to buy some board games or some card games. I ended up staying in there for like almost an extra hour because I was looking at the comics. I ended up buying a couple comics out of there. So yeah, comic is probably like my biggest hobby. I love comics, yeah. I think the first time I attempted DJing, like first started, was like mid-2023. Yeah, I started DJing like mid-2023. But then I kind of like stopped because it was just, you know, it's just one of those things. It's just like, okay, I got to do it. I was doing it for a little bit, making like mixes and stuff like that. But then I started getting back into it like for real, last 2024. Yeah, 2024, like around this time of the year, actually. I started DJing for real. And then I got my first like paid gig in February of this year. So that's kind of how I started DJing. So yeah, it was cool. I am the one and only DJ Corduroy. I came up with my name because I really, I don't know how I came up with it. It kind of just came to me. Because I was thinking about like DJ names to be unique because like everybody's like, oh, you should be DJ this, DJ that. I kind of hate when people give me suggestions, low key, because it just don't be, the suggestions just be so surface level. Like they just be so like, ugh, I could have thought of that. But I didn't think of it because it's just so surface level and boring. So I first came up about the name. It's corduroy, like the material, but it's spelled quarter and roy. And I just was like, okay, that's cool. Because corduroy. Roy is somebody, like Roy is a name. That's somebody's name. That could be somebody's name. So I'm just like, okay, I could work with that. That's cool. Quarter. I also try to make it like, I try to think about it from like a marketability sense. I could really market myself corduroy. Like I could sell like little coins with my face on them or something like that. I don't know, something cool. So that's how I kind of came up about that. This question is so funny because like, realistically, everybody thinks like rapping is like niggas just start rapping. People think people just start rapping. No, like there are steps you gotta take to become, to start making like good music. I don't believe that any rapper just starts out making good music. It's just not like that because it takes practice. And you also have to know what you want to do. You have to know your sound. You have to understand like, what it is you're trying to convey. I would say my sound has evolved and just like very cool. Like it's some cool shit that I produce and rap like on some really cool, like just smooth, cool shit. Like when I first started rapping, I was doing like a lot of heavy, like not heavy boom bap, but a lot of my stuff like was very hip hoppy. And I tried to like kind of not be so hip hoppy because it gets like really, I just wanted to be unique to who I am and stuff like that. So I did find my own sound once I started like producing my own stuff. Started like, doing a lot of sample work, crate digging, spending hours upon hours inside vinyl stores, CD shops, like looking for shit that's not out, looking for stuff, archival music. So, so I could start, so I could produce and sample, and, sample shit that people not really hearing on a day-to-day basis and stuff like that. So I think, that's how I evolved my sound, just kind of by experimenting. So, yeah.
Where are we at right now?
We are in a very private location that I cannot disclose for many, many reasons. If I do disclose where I am, they might come find me. Just saying. But if you want to pan around and let people see where we at, then you can. But I can't tell. I can't give the low. I can't give the drop. I'm so sorry, guys. D1 gatekeeper. If I were to do a music festival, I would do some dope shit. Like I would do a music festival like in the woods, or like I want to do like a music festival like by a creek. It obviously wouldn't be like a big music festival like Camp Flognaw or like fucking Dreamville Fest, but it would still be a music fest. It would be like a smaller music fest, like. So I would do like one in the woods by like on a nice nature trail on some shit like, water, I don't know. Somewhere cool, I guess. Somewhere in nature. I think it would be cool. It'd definitely be a acquired taste based off the fact that like people aren't going to want to be out in the woods. I really like how Amine has his. I feel like from the videos I've seen of the Best Day Ever Fest, I feel like it's in a very like, it feels like it's a lot of nature around there. Also, Portland is just hella nature anyways. But I don't know. I can't tell you the city or the state, but I would definitely do it somewhere with a lot of nature. Myself, of course, Willie Nordhoff, McCoy Jr., Kai K for sure, K9, Hayes, Destin Summers for sure. She would be dope. Wise Boy Jeremy for sure. Devin Amana. I would love to have a DJ set by like Curdy and Cash Core, and a DJ set by Wes, a DJ set by DJ Iris too. That would be dope. Definitely, I would love to see Jupiter the Muse at my music fest too. That would be very, very dope. I would love to see Wiki. Wiki would be dope. Wiki, Navy Blue. Having my name next to their names on the lineup would be mad dope. That's all I got. Like that I could just think of like off top. Oh yeah. So as I mentioned earlier in the interview, it's that one right here. It's one of those. I just think my younger self would be surprised that I'm not playing sports anymore. I think that's what I would be surprised by the most. I've completely removed myself from playing sports. I mean, I still like work out and play basketball from time to time, but when I was in like middle school and high school, like my hoop dreams were very, very, very prominent and very serious. Like, I mean, that's what I even went to college in hopes to do, was go play football. So my younger self would probably be a little bit surprised. Probably be surprised that I'm rapping too, honestly. Not as surprised, but just a little bit more surprised. Welding. If I knew how to weld, I would drop out of school and become a welder and just go weld. Or an electrician. Or HVAC. Anything. Hey, yo, I mean, I'm in school for nursing, so like, I love nursing, but if I could just learn how to weld overnight, I would literally go start a whole career in welding and just go do that. You know, I like hands-on shit, so yeah. I would like, since we're doing dead, I would love to invite my great grandmother. Just because you said dead, you know? Like, let's just see what that's like. Like, you know, I just want to see who is that. I don't know my lineage that far back. Yeah, I'm very curious what that would be like. I would like to have dinner with Black Thought. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. And Erykah Badu, Black Thought, and my great grandmother. That's who I would do dinner with. Fuck it. Actually, Spike Lee. Throw Spike Lee in there too. I actually do. The day of the show, like any show, mostly like my shows that I do every month, I usually just like chill, have my tea, but I do make sure like hydrate, and I also like to go get an acai bowl. I always get an acai bowl before my shows, so I guess that counts. Like I have to have an acai bowl before I perform, like earlier in the day. Those is like good energy. I do burn some Palo Santo from time to time, or some sage from time to time, depending on like where I'm at. But that's also something I do like pre-show. The endurance. People think like, I mean, I feel like for the most part, people think that sometimes doing this stuff is like easy. But at the same time, I've gotten mixed reviews. Some people be like, oh man, I can't imagine like, you know, all the things that you do. I know you don't, you know, I know it's like a lot. You know, you always got your hands in something. But then there's people on the other side that they think that this shit is like smooth as butter. But it's not smooth as butter. So it's just like, I would say like the endurance of all this stuff is like, you know, burnout, exhaustion, loss of creative drive, writer's block. Like those are very real things. And I think that has a lot to do with endurance and stuff like that. So it's important to, you know, reset and rest. So yeah, I would say endurance is probably one thing that people don't necessarily like consider when you are an independent artist, like doing a lot of your own things. I mean, I do all my stuff, majority by myself. Throwing the shows, I have a team for that. But still, as far as like media content, flyers, promo, post, all that is done in-house by me. Like, so you can find me if you blink your eyes 7 times, spin around 3 times, click your heels together 4 times, jump up and down twice, drop to the ground, hit a push-up, come back up, twirl again 1 time, and then say Supreme. That's how you can find me. You in all seriousness though, you can find me at Rel Knowledge on Instagram, RELL Knowledge, the way your mom taught you how to spell it. And you can also find me my music is on all platforms under Seaven, SEAVEN. But I do go by Seaven Supreme. I just haven't changed it yet on on streaming services. So yeah, that's where you can find me. And then you can find me at DJ Corduroy on SoundCloud. And then you can also find me at my YouTube channel where I upload all my music videos and stuff like that. You can find me at Soliloquies from a Soldier. And you can also find me on Bandcamp and stuff, like I said, under Seaven Supreme. So yeah, but you can also find me in New York, Atlanta, Philly, Jersey. You can find me. You can find me wherever you need to find me. Just come one call away. October 20th, I'm dropping another tape, a part of my demo series. It's gonna be called Demo 2, The Oldest Son, because I'm the oldest son, the firstborn out of all my mom's and father's children. Yeah, it's just a tape of me it's fun music. Like, it's fun, it's summer, it's vibes. It's a whole thing, it's a whole bag. It's whatever you want it to be, but it's some good shit. So when it comes out, I do recommend that everybody, you, your mother, your child, your fish, your dog, your bowl of cereal, y'all just listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just listen to it. Have fun. Listen to it. It's a lot of good raps on there. A lot of great, stellar production. I got some production on there from my good friend SLD. Shout out Supreme Loop Digger. A majority production by me. He's like the only he's like the only other track on there that is produced by anybody else that's not me. It's only one. So yeah. So you can catch that. It's gonna be October 20th. Having a listening session for that soon, probably like October 5th, maybe something like that, around that date. So y'all keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I'm Seven Supreme, Kings of Different Things and stuff like that. And you are now watching The Groove Garden.